Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review of the new fragrance from Boadicea the Victorious, Opal. With perfect timing, just launched around the Chinese Lunar New Year, which marks the year of the snake in 2025. So we have a really cool kind of serpent design on the bottle. I have to say this bottle is incredible. I love the different textures and details, and you even have a snake head on the cap. There's nothing to argue about. It is one of the prettiest Boadicea bottles, with the snake symbolizing intelligence, mystery, and renewal. And I got to spend some time with this fragrance over the last few weeks, and I want to share my thoughts with you today. So of course, Boadicea the Victorious is an ultra luxury house, and Opal is described as iridescent and irresistible, a moody rose and violet lipsticky dreams, which is enhanced by bay leaf and black coffee. It kind of has this more herbal fire to it, but I'm gonna tell you the notes now, but I don't want you to get a really strong impression of the scent from hearing the notes. This is one of those scents that, even though they list out a ton of different notes, it doesn't smell particularly like any of them. I just want to give you a warning. This fragrance is so intricate and blended, and it's really a unique experience. But just so you know, the notes in here are going to be coffee with bay leaf, bergamot, cinnamon. With a metallic note, there's saffron and black pepper. With a mid of rose, suede, orris butter. There's nutmeg, lavender, geranium. With divana, cocoa butter, and cashmere. There's cedarwood, musks, patchouli, and sandalwood. With roasted tonka beans. So there is a lot to unpack here. And I am going to spray it on my skin as well because, of course, every time that you try a fragrance, it's really best to test it on your skin, but I find that there are some fragrances that are more different on the skin than the paper. There are some that are kind of similar. Like, you can get a good idea of most fragrances on a test strip, but with Opal, you need to spray it on your skin. So for me, Opal opens with a very metallic feeling. Kind of comes off like a metallic rose, but also not so much. This fragrance is something that I would say is for more refined or advanced fragrance lovers. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. And for me, personally, when I first smelled it, I was a little bit unsure about it, how I felt about it, but after testing it out for a while, I realized there is a lot of beauty in this fragrance. Just be aware going into it, and this is also a scent that changes and transforms so much from the opening to the dry down. You really have to wait a good maybe like 5-10 minutes before you start to feel this really settle. And there are so many balsamic, dark tones to this scent. And in the opening, this saffron and leather really jumps out at you. But also at the same time, there's a lot of like herbaceous notes, very resinous, kind of thick, sappy, balsamic notes. But interesting because it's not foresty. It is earthy, but it's not like a forest. It's just sensual in a very raw and natural way. And I have to say, I don't really get any coffee in this scent, not in the opening, the mid, the dry down. I was really excited about this because of the coffee note, and is also why I say don't go into it thinking that it's going to smell like the notes, because I don't really get any coffee in this, and I also don't really get any sort of lipsticky iris or orris butter. There is definitely a more creamy texture to this scent that could be coming from that, and maybe also a bit of like earthiness, like kind of like an orris root, like earthy in that way, but it's definitely not lipsticky to me. But there is something almost a bit rugged and like slightly dirty about the leather in here. And once again, just a minimal orris butter. But as it begins to dry and settle, it does begin to change. It's a very perplexing scent. It's something that you really have to come to love. It's really hard to just totally describe what this smells like. It kind of has a bit of this churchy smokiness. The best way to describe the smokiness of Opal is it's like a frankincense, like a burning frankincense. I think it's for someone with a more experienced nose. For a connoisseur that can really enjoy I don't want to say it's very animalic or herbaceous. It's really not, but there is like a twinge of something like that in here for a good part of the life of it. In the dry down, it does settle a lot. So kind of a dark, animalic, herbaceous kind of leather scent with resins and a very metallic rose opening. But as we get into the dry down, in my opinion, this is the best part of the scent. There's just something that feels very coherent and blended about the dry down. It really smooths out and gets very elegant and sophisticated feeling. And still, no coffee, very minimal coffee. Maybe it's just adding a bit of something in the background, but I don't really pick up on it. It's really all about earthiness and rawness. It's oriental, it's spicy, and the dry down is where the magic is in Opal. You smell the dry down of this and you just think, yes, like that's it. But there is no denying that the scent does not feel extremely thought through and luxurious. That is just the Boadicea signature. It is the DNA of their fragrances. The backbone of their scents is luxury. It opens very strong and bold and settles in a bit of a more soft way and a more appealing scent as well. Definitely something that you have to try in store or get a sample of. If you're in the South Florida area, you can find this one at Osme Perfumery in Wynwood. They do have an e-commerce website as well where they sell samples. I really like the balance of Opal because it doesn't really ever feel like too much or too little of anything. It really is masterfully crafted. It may not be for everyone, but you cannot deny the quality that is here. Not for beginners, not for a younger crowd. It's a very grown up and unique scent. So many different facets. It's truly a niche wearing experience that I think a lot of people will appreciate. And I have to say as well, there's something kind of lucky feeling about it. Just kind of odd to say, but it's just the feeling that I get when I smell it. It is the fragrance for you if you want something that is going to give you the most just mysterious aura, but mixed with a very sophisticated style. And you can wear Opal year round, in my opinion. There's actually something, even though it is a darker scent, there's something very nice about this in the heat. I wear all of my darker scents here in Miami, and there's something even about the humidity here that really makes this bloom off of the skin in a really nice way. And it just continues to get better and better and better as it dries throughout the day. The dry down is just phenomenal. I really wasn't sure about Opal when I smelled it for the first time. I think that the opening can be a bit overwhelming for the first like 30 seconds. So give it some time on your skin and you will be very impressed with the dry down. I really love discovering fragrances that just really embody the artistry and the skill of layering notes and just gives us something totally unique. And this is Beast Mode. Beast Mode everything, projection, sillage, and longevity. This is easily a 12+ hour performer that will give you a very long scent trail. Definitely worth trying if you like more exotic leather scents. This fragrance is priced at $1,230 for 100 ml, but you can find samples on osmeperfumery.com for around $15. I love the transformation on the skin, and the inspiration of the snake really speaks to me. I think it's a beautiful release, and you can try it at Osme Perfumery. But yeah, guys, that was just my review of the new fragrance from Boadicea the Victorious, Opal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below if you are interested in trying this type of fragrance. Do you like kind of animalic, spicy, exotic leathers? I would love to know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.